what's up guys, Stress Less Kicks here, and today we have the Nike SB Be True to Your School pack. So as you guys can see, there's a lot on the table. So let's just start by talking about a bit of history on why this pack exists. Now, back in 1985, Nike made a pack of basketball dunks inspired by colleges around the US, which included Michigan, Kentucky, Iowa, Villanova, Syracuse, St. John, Georgetown, and UNLV. I'll put a picture down below so you guys can check out the original release. Then, 20 years later, dropped this pack to celebrate that release. And that's how we have the 2005 Nike SB Be True to Your School pack. Now paying tribute to the original 7 pairs that released in '85. But as you can see, there's one missing. And that one outlier was the Georgetown, which they didn't release for some reason in the 2005 pack, but decided to release it later on in 2015, which I'm not sure why they would release it 10 years later, but they did. And that's what happened with this. That's why there's 7 and not 8. I'm not sure if you guys could tell by the pictures that I put up, but I'm going to put another picture up so that you guys can look behind it. Look behind the actual shoe. You'll see a jacket that was made along with the 1985 pairs. Now, with the Nike SB one, they decided to make this dunk case, which is the first time they ever did something like this, and I think it's the coolest part of this whole release. Absolutely wild. When I first got these dunk cases, I was just amazed by them. I ended up having to do a little more research because I didn't know what I was looking at 100%. So I knew that there was a UNLV one, and I knew there was an Iowa one, but what about all the rest of them? I couldn't find pictures online, and I couldn't figure out any that were for sale. So I hit the books, and I swear to you guys, I feel like a historian when I do this. I'm gonna bring out some of the books that I found examples of, but I felt like I was in those old school libraries just flicking through things, because I have a lot of books to show you guys. So here is the stack of books that I found most of my information on. Now, I tell you guys that I felt like a historian or something like that because I have stacks of books, like Nike SB books. Just to show you guys. These are just a couple. One box. 2 boxes of books, more books, even more books. So when I tell you guys I felt like a SB historian right now, I really did. But out of all these books, I did find a couple sections that talked about this pack, and that's exactly what I'm gonna show you guys. The funny thing is that out of all these books that I just showed you, this is probably just half of my collection of Nike SB literature that I own. So, trust, it's a lot. So let's get into what these books showed me. A couple of them didn't show me much. Like this big dunk book, it literally just had a picture of the full pack where you see every single pair on display. Now, save the page. Now this book is a mix of all the Sneaker Freaker magazines that came out back in the day. So you have all the editions, which in issue 38 is when they talk about this whole pack. So if you go into it, you'll see the full section of where they're talking about this. Now you get into the real niche of it. And this is a Sneaker Freaker magazine that came out. And this is where the original documented pairs were. But this is where I learned about the bags, okay? So this is just a simple little magazine that they gave out, a bunch of more information, but the main thing that I cared about was this page right here. And as you can see, I'm gonna try to get a close up on this so I can show you guys. in the background, just like the original 1985 release where you saw the jacket in the background, here you saw the dunk case. But here you saw it for all of them. I've only been able to find these two. So to see all the other ones, it was pretty amazing. I wish I could have got another one, but I just haven't been able to find one for sale. But as you can see, they made bags for each one of them. Some of them might be samples, maybe not too many of them were made, but some of them were made and they're somewhere out there. So I gotta go hunting a little bit to find a couple others. But that showed me that there's more out there. So pretty cool things that you learn throughout these books. So before I just keep talking about these bags, because I'll sit here and talk about them all day because they are really amazing, the shoes are something else that I want to get into. Now, this collection is sought after, especially the whole thing, but honestly overlooked by a lot of collectors just because it's a simple colorway or it's a simple shoe, quote unquote. But really, these shoes have a lot of history. These are almost 20 years old now and represent a bunch of colleges that are pretty infamous for their basketball teams, for their football teams, and all around just the college in itself. Shoes all resemble the college logo that they came out with. So UNLV being gray and red, Michigan being blue and yellow. Then you got Villanova being white and then this navy blue. You got St. John being white and red. Syracuse being white and orange. Kentucky being white and a light blue this time. And then Iowa being black and yellow. So these bags were made to look exactly like the shoe, from the soles that you see at the bottom. Move that. From the soles at the bottom to the tongue tag to even on the inside, once you unzip it, you see the inner tag of the tongue. And even on the front, you see the air holes from the toe box. They really did go the extra mile with this because I've never seen anything like this. On the side, you got the Nike tags. And come on, my favorite part. Look at that. That sole is just the coolest part to me. Now I'm going to show you guys some close-ups on what this bag actually looks like, the comparisons of the shoe to the bag, so I can show you guys the extra steps that Nike SB used to take, especially back in 2005, to stand out. So one thing I did love about this pack is that Nike SB really did just step back in history for it. They didn't go way too overboard on something new. They knew what they were doing and they executed it perfectly with some cool bags and some amazing shoes. And when I tell you these are more comfortable than anything else, these are one of the most comfortable high tops around. Sometimes simplicity is key, and they really did a good job here. So Nike SB crushed it with this one. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was a Nike SB deep dive to the Be True to Your School pack. Till next time, guys. I'll see you.